Hey, everybody, welcome back for day 49 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are well and I hope you had a good day. I know this is coming out a little late. I kind of had a little mishap earlier today. I had ran an errand, came home, didn't realize where I parked when I got the stuff out of the back of my vehicle that there was a colony of fire ants. And needless to say, they tore up my feet and lower leg on one leg. So I keep having to doctor and soak and everything because once I start feeling like my feet are feeling okay, then they start feeling like they're on fire again. So, besides that, we are finally getting to the square of the day for 100 Days of Halloween. So, for those of you who are new here, what is it? Real quick, my friend Ranee and Yarny Sis over at the Woolly Llama Shop had discussed with a bunch of us on a live that she was wanting to do a 100 Days of Halloween blanket project. And rather than a full on blanket that's going to continue to grow as you work on it, her brilliant idea was to do it in bite sized chunks or 6 inch by 6 inch granny squares or squares um, that were either fall or Halloween themed or had a fall or Halloween applique or had a design element implemented into them. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. And I decided I was going to join in solidarity with her. And so 100 Days of Halloween got kicked off pretty much right after that, with very little time to even think about what we were doing. And some other Yarny friends and sisters have joined in. Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations. She is not making a blanket. She is making wearables for herself and some near and dear littles in her life. And Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet is also joining us, but she is making accessories and a wearable. She has completed two projects already. The information for those will be linked in the description box as well, the video sources. Um, they are not putting out a video every day. Um, Now, when it comes to the blanket, Rainy is pretty much more organized and all that than I am because she had scoured the interwebs, compiled this long list of all these different free blocks, appliques, etc., that she could provide to you guys every day in case you wanted to join in or you found a square that was pretty cool and you wanted to make it for a different project. Um, and she's drawing at random every day out of her Jinx Jack-o'-lantern of joy to provide those blocks to you or appliques. Um, Pretty much every day, with the exception, she does on Fridays. She also draws for Saturday and Sunday because she works double shifts. At her out of the house a job on those days. So she still wants to provide those for you, but she does them in advance. I, on the other hand, am not that structured. I am throwing caution to the wind, inspiration, and we are drawing squares at random out of the Boo Box of Fate. And you guys are guessing most days what will go on to the square for the next day, and it's been a lot of fun, and I have been getting even more inspiration from you guys. And every now and again we're going to draw from the spells and curses jar for something to put on the random square. So without further ado, let's get into the squares. So we've already completed 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, and we are working on 41 through 50. And as of today, we are on number 49. So come tomorrow, we will have another 10 completed and we will be at the halfway point. I cannot believe it. This is going by so super fast. So, what I've been doing for each group of 10 is doing a video short recap so that you can see what the squares all were for that 10-day block before I actually implement them into the blanket that I've already started putting the squares, joining them already. So let's get on and do a little recap of the blocks for 41 up through today and see what square we did for today that we drew out random yesterday. So for day 41, we drew this random square, which is a spiral. And this is from the pattern from the Sirdar Halloween blanket crochet along. I did go on the website, put the information in the description box. You can still go in there and get the video tutorials. I'm not sure if you can get the written patterns or not. I didn't really go in there and look, but the video tutorials are there, and this block is so cool. So that was day 41. Day 42, we drew out an orange square at random, and I was inspired by one of the guesses that kept coming up over and over and over from you guys. And when I started working on the square, I just couldn't get it out of my head. Couldn't find a pattern or a tutorial that was free for this said thing. And so I decided I was going to freehand yet again and just did a bunch of squares, triangles, a rectangle right here, another triangle, another circle here, and embroidered some little bats flying around, which gave them full moon like a little smirk, which is cool. And then free-handed this little ghosty. So no pattern available, but I had to do it because the haunted house just, it was stuck. So then day 43, for day 43, we drew at random this square right here from Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes in the neons. And I had several appliques made up in advance. I've been compiling them in a box as I find them to use. And everything I tried seemed to either get lost in all the colors that were going on, or it was kind of taking away from all the colors that were going on. So I decided to leave it at blank at this point. If I change my mind later, which we all know that could happen, we will revisit it. But until then, it's going to remain blank. And I like it the way it is. So then for day 44, we drew out at random a very like hot pink fuchsia sparkly square right there. And we decided we were going to draw at random from our spells and curses jar. And um, the suggestion that got pulled out of said jar was from my Uncle Lyndon and Nessa over at Infinitely Zero. And they wanted to see a mummy. And painstakingly, this one nearly did me in, but I did it and I really like it. We did the mummy, and he is wrapped in eighth of an inch ribbon, because otherwise if I would have used like yarn or a chain, he would look like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So we didn't want to do that. And he is carrying his pumpkin bucket because he is out trick-or-treating. So there was day 44. And then for day 45, we drew out at random a square, one of the bunches that I made out of a skein of this Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo stripes in the brights. Same yarn I am joining on my squares with. And it was so pretty, but the center was very dark, as you can see. So I felt comfortable adding this little ghosty with this hot pink fuchsia sparkly hair bow that matched the yarn from the square before, right there. And then for day 46, we drew out basically what I'm calling the sister square, because if you look at this square, the very end of it ended where it was transitioning to orange. And I ended up drawing the square that I made after that, that started with the orange. And rather than a granny, I decided I was going to do it in C2C to see how it turned out. So I ended up back to back drawing those, which is crazy to me because we've been shaking that box up, mixing up all the squares and everything, and it still happened. Well, I couldn't find anything that I thought looked good on here. So I'm leaving it as is, and it's kind of breaking up all the busyness from all of the appliques. So we're going to leave it like this for now. So then on day 47, for day 47, we drew out, yes, I'm doing it again, green, this deeper like grass green. And I was trying to figure out what to put on it, and we had some errands to run. And so when I came back to it, I was like, I'm going to let the square tell me what it wants to be. And very shortly, it did. It was screaming it needed a sunflower. So I found this sunflower coaster pattern online. All the information is in the description box for these, whatever we've got going on for these set of 10. Um, and there's also the written pattern for this sunflower coaster and a sunflower basket to put them in, or trinkets or candies or whatever. So I've got the links for both of those down there. So, and I like it. I like it a lot because sunflowers are my favorite. So that was day 47. So for day 48, we drew out this candy corn kind of colored square. And I had to think about this one because it was so bright in so many different ways. And I wanted to do something a little different. So I searched online and found written patterns. I think it's through Happy Berry. The information's in the description box because I hadn't done any letters. And a lot of people had been guessing and saying that they wanted to see the word boo. So we did the word boo in some more bright colors. We did like this fluorescent green, we did this vibrant purple, and we did this hot pink. So we did boo on day 48. And then yesterday, for today's square, we drew out a blue square with white in the center, almost like the full moon. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted on it. And I didn't want to do another bat. I didn't want to do another something riding a broom in front of it, or an owl. And so I chose to do something a little different. And it's something that I hadn't done yet. And all of it was freehanded, with the exception of the cloud. Um, no, I did freehand the cloud. I did look at a pattern and I didn't like the way it was coming out. So I did it a little different. So um for the blue square with the center, and you can tell there's some black. Yep, there is. Um, let's see what you guys guessed, and then we'll see how close you were. And I already had it pulled up, so I remembered it was sitting right here. So Sam over at Memphis Makes said, "Love the boo." My thought was the same as Patricia, a wolf howling at the moon, but she said moo. Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations said the boo is so fun. Not to join the club of guesses, but totally adding to the wolf howling at the moon idea. And I did try and freehand a wolf, and it just wasn't looking wolfy enough. Um, I may still try and work with it when I have time. I just didn't want to put something on there to make it look like that, that just didn't make it look, you know what I mean? It was looking more like a cross between a cat and a dog. So we didn't go with that. Um, Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet said the Boo Square is very cool. Ooh, Moon Square, baby wolf howling at the moon. Um, Debbie Van Rensburg said a bat hanging upside down on a tree branch. And Lisa from Lisa's Knits said, "Hi, Missy." So I didn't go with the wolf because I didn't like how it was turning out after like I think I tried like 4 times. So with the full moon, I decided I was going to put something on here that I had not done yet at all. And I went with this cemetery kind of look right here. Got the full moon in the background, you got a dark cloud. I freehanded the tree, the dead tree, and then you've got the tombstone with a rip, and then you've got this little creature staring at you with these glowing eyes that's kind of hanging on to the top of the tombstone. So that was my day 49 square, and I think it turned out cute, a little different than what I had in my head, but still, I mean, freehanding, you got to do what you got to do, right? But I like it. And I don't know if this is a cat, a little ghoul, a creature, I don't know, goblin, I have no idea. But whatever it is staring at you. So there we go. That was my day 49. And yeah, so that leaves us to, drum roll please, we are going to pick a square at random for day 50. And hopefully we get a color we haven't done, at least in a while, because I don't know if we've done them all or not. Okay, we are doing green again, apparently. This is a different color green. Apparently, green wants to be seen this go round, because there for a while was purple and oranges. So we are doing slime green. I believe this is slime green from Big Twist. Yeah. So put your guesses in the comments section as to what you think is going to go on the slime green square for day 50. And we will come back and we will see what's on there. So yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I have another video to film for tomorrow, and oh, I need to remind you guys that 2 new videos for Decade Divas dropped today. And I'm trying to find so I can let you guys know who it is. Today's videos, because today is the 9th. For week 2, today, 9/9, was Heather from Strings and Threads, Jennifer at Froggy Went a Knittin', and Tara Lynn at All Yarned Up. I will put, I will make a community post with all the links to their channels and the list of who did a video today. And then on Saturday, 9/13, will be Heather at Heather's Creative Corner and Jana K from Flourish Crochet with Jana K. So those are week 2's videos for today and Saturday. And yeah, I'll put a reminder in the community tab so you guys can go check those out and see what amazing projects they did. I still need to go check out their videos that dropped today, the 3 of those ladies. And I can't wait to see what they made. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I love you bunches, and we will be back tomorrow for day 50 of 100 Days of Halloween, and also come back tomorrow for Wednesday Wipeout. Yeah. So with that, love you guys. Talk soon. Bye for now.